Deez, the beautiful thing about that race car video is that we can hold on to that forever. I'll just play it all the time.
I do on the radio. It's now my, like, when I send an email, it's the sound that make that every time I send an email, I feel really productive. You know what I mean? It motivates me all goddamn day.
It's a great ringtone for when somebody calls that you really need to get hyped up to talk to. Really and truly. Really,
so the true story is that I once, back in the day, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, whatever, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, there's a level up noise. It is a guitar riff. There's and I literally attached that wave file to my Outlook, and every time I press send, it would play that like I was just some badass, just all day leveling up.
Yep. Yeah,
it's a little ridiculous.
I mean, it's a lot better than when you are on a call with somebody who has yet to turn off all of their dings and bells when like emails and texts and Slacks come through. That's the worst.
Yeah, and we've got some offenders here that have custom Slack noises that say like words like hummus, which is very funny to me. But we all know who Slack is going off. It's not the generic one.
Not that
the generic one. No.
Welcome everybody to the Fan Controlled Show. We're here every single Thursday, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. I just did time zones in my head. As our producer, Jess Samola once said, time zones are friggin' crazy because she's basically in the future and I'm still in the past because the 3-hour time differences we tried to do some live picks and polls during the Netflix Cup on Tuesday, which was Netflix's first foray into live sports. And it was a lot harder than we thought because Netflix had no idea really where the cameras were supposed to go to shoot a golf event. And we were like, let's just talk about the Mark Wahlberg interview. Like there was nothing it was really hard to do picks and polls because there was no rhyme or reason to the actual golf.
So, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's just, I feel like I didn't hear anything coming out of it either. Right. I remember the lead up, a lot of people talked about it, but was it such a disaster that people are like, let's just not talk about that anymore?
Disaster is a strong word because, we
sure. I know how challenging live production it can
yes,
be.
Correct.
Right, like glass houses and all that. Yeah.
The benefit of the doubt to the live production because we know how hard it is and
for
sure. To see everybody in chat.
Yeah.
But it seemed very gitchy and it seemed like there wasn't a lot of planning and it didn't seem like there was a producer or anybody really giving any direction to the 3 people that they had doing this. Joel Damon, who is a professional golfer and awesome. Okay. And he was doing his hardest to make it entertaining and he was doing a great job. Then you have Bert Kreischer who said something about Xanax on like a live broadcast.
Great.
Okay. And then you had Marshawn Lynch, who was very much out of his element. He was very much out of his element. And we love Marshawn, obviously. But him like talking about golf. He was smoking a cigar and clearly there was Hennessy involved somewhere. You know,
always.
So it was a scene piece. It was.
I didn't realize Marshawn was. So look, I out of his element, Marshawn for me is most interesting when he's out of his element. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that, that juxtaposition is actually very interesting. So I think it's a little bit genius to say, let's look at golf through the Marshawn Lynch lens. Do you know what I mean? Like to me, that's interesting. But I can imagine that. Like for me, that's an either or dichotomy, right? That's either home run, most amazing musty content, or what are we doing here? Like this doesn't work. And I applaud them taking the risk on Marshawn.
I love the Marshawn idea. I think that what you really have to do for Marshawn is you have to ask Marshawn the questions and then let Marshawn riff.
Yes.
Instead of going like, hey, Marshawn, you have 30 seconds to ask a golfer a question. Go.
No. You're right. Totally.
That's, because he's a genius on a weird level that none of us will ever be on. You just have to bring that genius out. That's all.
Or sometimes he just crashes a booth. He hits you in the kidney and says, "Here, give me the headset." And he just jumps on and he talks about the salad that he just shit out. Yeah,
exactly. Big old poop. Yeah.
Wild clip. Again, I've met Marshawn 40 times in my life, and he only knows me as big guy. No. Big guy.
Big dog.
Big guy? Big dog. Oh yeah, big dog. That's what it is. I can't even remember. It hits me in the chest every time. What's up, big dog?
What's up, big dog? And then I am to T.O. just a guy that sits in a chair. I never even got a nickname, Deez. Never even got a nickname. Never.
Oh, okay.
Not a big dog, not a white man, not a yo baldy, nothing. I got nothing.
Guarantee he would remember you though in a crowd. Like if you waved at T.O., it's not like he's gonna be like, never seen that guy. All white guys look the same. You think that's what
I really, really, really think I'm telling you, I think Freddie Emerald, show name Yo Baldy, Freddie Ehrman. Wow, I really relate to Marshawn now, Josh. Okay, see, there you go. Um, and I'll get to your question, BC Lion. I promise I will get to that question. Um, I think that this is a beautiful pick and poll for the app. Is like we set up a scene where I am like walking in through a crowd, and we got a thing is like, will T.O. No, Josh, put your picks in. Get your picks in right now. And
Yes.
oh, T.O., what's going on? See if he even acknowledges the situation. Just this is what I really want to
We spent quality hours together and just
hours. Yes.
just nothing.
Drank the
Yeah.
man. I mean, you saw his wiener.
I sure did. I wasn't going to talk about that on this show, but I sure did. And I don't think he would remember me at all. I really thought, okay, so you and I have this in common. I feel like we're on a long enough timeline, we're going to find a vector in and we're going to get along with people. We're like
Correct.
on a long, that's how we work. It's like, you know, I know I'm not for everybody, but on a long enough timeline, I'm going to wear you down and we're going to be friends because I like liking people and I like liking things. I was sure T.O. was one of those tough nuts to crack, but that I would get there. That Terrell eventually would be like, yo, D's, what up? Like, I mean, we spent so much time with the man and just nothing. His ability to like not even make be in the same room and not like make eye contact under the guise of being focused is wild to me.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's a superpower.
Yeah, superpower. Yeah.
You don't get abs like that by talking to everybody. We're examples
really
of that. Look at us.
I'm pretty sure you actually have some abs, D's. At one point in my life, I had an ab or two.
Yeah,
there was some abs. They were abs plural. I wouldn't exactly say I was getting towards the 6 of them.
Sure,
maybe
it's
like
overrated.
3 to
That's
4.
all you need.
Yeah, like
an odd number is just weird.
A 3-pack. He's got a 3-pack. Where's the 4th ab? It melted into his rib. Yeah, just like fell into my oblique. Real quick, want to get to BC Lions question: who wins the Grey Cup? Manitoba's Winnipeg Blue Bombers or Quebec's Montreal Alouettes? I refuse to root for any team from Montreal, so I'm going Blue Bombers, baby. Give me Winnipeg. Give me the over. Cover the spread. I don't even know what it is, but do it. I'll put some picks in. When's the Grey Cup? Is it Saturday, BC Lion? We'll put in some picks and polls for the CFL just for you, buddy.
I want to stay on the BC Lion train because I said I was called slick last night when dropping off the school entries for a reimbursement day. So slick is one of the ones that I think goes like it's in that pantheon of like big guy, tiger, champ, tiger. And slick, I feel like goes both ways. I feel like that can be a good thing. No, or is it always not? No, it's not.
Slick is tough. Slick's. I mean, my grandpap didn't know anybody's last name or like their names. So we called everybody Ace, which I would take Ace over Slick.
Oh yeah. Oh, we should stack rank these at some point, right? Like Ace is way up that.
Ace is good.
Yeah.
You know, Tiger way down. Kiddo way down. Like real bad. Awful. Champ, horrendous.
No, it's not.
Slick somewhere in the middle.
I think so. It's better than Tiger. So we've got Ace, Slick, Tiger, Champ, Kiddo. Is that our ranking?
I think that's where we're going.
Strong.
Things are going.
Okay.
And our first guest here on the show has used all 5 to describe me. I'm pretty sure. Ladies and gentlemen, he sat next to our crew chief during the fan-controlled race. He is also in the booth during fan-controlled football and has never been on this show for a full interview. Okay,
makes no sense.
I have been keeping him out on purpose because I wanted him to earn his way.
This ought to be good.
He's an absolute legend, and he's growing out his beard for Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, it's John Brostrom.
I think you're afraid of your job.
Look here.
Okay. Goddamn legend. He showed up with the hood. Goddamn legend.
The hood.
Wow. Look at this. Incredible.
I'm still looking up Pantheon, by the way.
Absolutely incredible.
I don't think I can use Marshawn's nickname for me on the show. But it starts with a bro hug, and then the first word is ma.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Great. Yeah. Look, I think that's a compliment. That's above Tiger.
Yeah,
you know, or Champ. Yeah.
In certain social circles, it's well above anything, right?
I totally agree.
You know,
it's
not in these white guys' social circles.
No.
Now, Brostrom, before we get into exactly what you do at Fan Controlled Sports, and but everything you've done for racing, everything you do for football, whether part of the ops, running game day stuff, whatever. Why are you growing your hair back, and why are you dissing us bald guys? I know you're bald. You're bald. You just buzzed the head.
You want to have that conversation with my wife, unfortunately. We're coming into the
one of
holidays.
those. Okay.
It's photograph season.
Yep.
As soon as the holidays are over, I've got the wall trimmer in my hands and we're done.
Back to being aerodynamic again. You know,
Exactly.
your 40 times go way down after the holidays.
I've got a pretty good 40 time.
Oh man, he's so
you know, honestly, there's nothing that you would say that would surprise me. Do you know what I mean? Like, because every time I think I've got a pretty good handle on who you are or what you've done, you say something that's just completely like every single time. It's amazing. So I'm thrilled you're part of the show today. Yep. It's about time.
I'm thrilled as well.
I've been watching For All Mankind on Apple TV mostly because Deez has been telling me to do so, and a couple other friends. And I swear, if like Brosham was like, I was actually in space, 1989. Not sure if you knew that. I'm like, well, how come I know? I didn't know that.
Nobody would call him on it. Nobody. He would say that on a Zoom call. 50 people, not one person would be like, excuse me. No.
Back in my space days, like, oh yeah, definitely. Brosham, space guy, for sure.
This reminds me of my radio disc jockey days.
See,
again, known you for years, no clue.
Yeah.
Again, not shocked. This is the man who stepped up day one for Fan Control Football Season 1.0 and busts out the national anthem for us. When I'm a singer, don't worry
again, something I had no idea.
I told you it was going to be reasonable.
It's incredible.
Reasonable?
It's fun.
Dude, you're like, I mean, listen, I've seen operas before, and there's probably some people in there that aren't even as good as you. Okay? It's like, there's the thing. You're good. You can rip.
I can.
So
it was a God-given talent that I worked on.
Okay. God-given. He's such a humble guy.
I know, isn't he? Well, so let's start there. Let's start with what John Brosham goes by JB here a lot. Like, let's talk a little bit about what you do here, and then I want to talk a little bit about not only like what the difference is. I want to talk about football, and then talk specifically about the race this weekend, because you had, you were kind of quarterbacking the whole thing, and were like right there in the middle of it. So would love to start with like what do you do here?
Well, I do have a title. I'm Marshall's bitch.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Those that don't know Marshall, he's our head of football ops.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to tell people I'm not the author of the idea. We'll let a couple of people on the founders crew argue over that. I'm not the person who designed Fan Controlled. I'm not the person who engineered Fan Controlled. But long story short, I'm the person that executes Fan Controlled.
Yep.
The JB team executes Fan Controlled. Did I just go third person?
Yeah, you did.
But again, we didn't even blink. We're like, all right, keep going. Yeah. JB had a space days in the early 80s. JB was in space.
So
Apollo 19,
during football, we have on our team, we have someone enter that data that into the cloud from the play that just ended. Then the algorithm determines from that what would be something appropriate to run for the next play. The fans within 20 seconds or so go ahead and make that decision. And then also in the booth is a coach who relays that to our fans or our quarterback, and off we go.
Boom. And what is the, I guess the lag time? What is, like, it's almost instantaneous, right? Like, you're sending that through, like, what's your click rate there? You know what I mean?
Well, from the time the play ends, the whistle blows. It's between 5 and 7 seconds, and that play data is being sent to the cloud.
Okay.
And then it only takes a few seconds for that to be displayed or to determine what should be displayed on the fans' phones for an option.
Okay.
I'm holding the phone, as you can see.
Yeah.
And
Good. Thank you for that.
We give the fans 15, 18 seconds, something like that, to make that decision. And we see that countdown on the coach's screen. And as soon as that play comes in, he relays that play to the quarterback, 32 big, and rattles all that information off. And then if it's Johnny Manziel, who's never seen a playbook, he has to explain to him what that play is, and off we go.
That makes sense. So you probably know the playbook 10x what Johnny Manziel knows, correct?
Well, we've got to set the bar higher.
Yeah, that's also true.
I'm still mad at Johnny because he didn't mention FCF on his Netflix special.
Well, we do have an interview that was on the cutting room floor, so there's that. You know what I mean? We are also based solely on that Netflix documentary. I don't know what Johnny does now. Like, it just ended.
It
They were
just
like, "Hey, Ben's great."
ends. It's like there's 2 acts and then it just stops. It is so
stops.
wild. They get into the
Yes.
depression or whatever, and then it's all of a sudden rolls credits. It was very, very weird. I felt like we are the natural 3rd chapter of that.
Yeah.
I think the last time I took him to the airport, he told me he's going to give himself a few years to get on the PGA Tour.
Seems right.
Only, you know, the PGA Tour golf, it's not one of those sports where you start young and you dedicate your whole life to it and you practice nonstop. Like, it's not that kind of sport. It's not the kind of thing where you really need to work hard.
No,
it's the kind of sport you just pick up and you just go.
I've been thinking about it, Josh. I don't know what a bump and run is, but I'll give myself 2 years. I'll get on the tour. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, no, and you've got the height for it. You definitely have the skin tone for it, because nothing like an outdoor sport in the South all summer long for a guy who really shouldn't be in the sun more than 8 seconds at a time.
It's just the worst. I've got so many bad memories of doing like 9 holes. Because I'm very bad at golf. And then when you're that bad at golf, you just start drinking heavily during this. So it's like being wasted, sunburned, being terrible at the sport. I'm not getting better as the day goes on. You know what I mean? It's not. I have not had fun golf.
It's so we describe it in the golf community as being on a parabola, Dees. Now, the beginning of this parabola is sobriety. On the other side of the parabola is Johnny Manziel, right?
Right.
So, win or lose, you booze. I love the guy, but we'll get there.
Totally.
So on this part of the parabola, you're playing good golf. You get up to here, you got to realize that the proper amount of alcohol, tobacco products, anger, you got to get it up to about there. And then once you go over this side, it's not going to get any better. You got to stay on this side of the parabola.
It's a zone.
Yes, correct.
And then I feel like once you pass that point, it's very slippery slope. It's very it's gradual, and then it's just like it's not
100%. Yeah, it's like Cameron Diaz's career. It was the mask, and then it just. I'm kidding. I love Cameron Diaz. The Holiday is a great movie. JB, talk about your experience in the pit. Your first NASCAR race as being like the R stringer to Fan Controlled Sports. I was getting messages like JB said this, JB said that. I'm saying it in the stream. It's loud. It's crazy. Talk to us about what that was like.
Well, that's a different experience than football, for sure. And it's loud as you can imagine. Well, you probably can't imagine until you've been there. So,
sorry, what?
Exactly.
I still can't hear right. I was not as ill-equipped for how loud that was. And you can feel it in your chest, the vibrations. And it's wild.
Yeah. And our booth, if you will, which is really just a bleacher that's elevated above the pit wall.
Okay.
So if my nose dripped, it's dripping into the pits. We're there.
Right on top of it.
Right on top of it. And it does vibrate when they come through or come into the pit. And I'm sitting directly next to the crew chief, and we can't even hear each other through the microphones. So I'm pulling it back and hollering at him and typing on my iPad so that he can read my question or I can read his question. And as soon as there was something relevant that the fans needed to choose from, he would tell me, and that's when I would type to Ian, who would relay that message, like the car's loose. We need to adjust the air pressure or the wedge or the springs. And then we get a message back. What does cars loose mean?
Yeah.
And my first thought is, right, we'll discuss that later. Let's get this. These guys are moving 200 miles an hour.
Incredible.
Would you do it again? Did you have enough fun that you want to get back in there?
Yes, because of how engaged the fans were. And this is the crew chief's information, how intelligent they were in making the decisions we were giving them. It was incredible. And of course, our numbers were way off the charts compared to what we had expected.
Yeah.
And I understand NASCAR is up in our grill because we bring that kind of a population to it. They need to talk to us.
I got to tell you, JB, like to your point, I think this was our alpha test, right? This is our dipping our toe in the water, trying to figure out, look, we the thing we love about NASCAR is the fan base. I mean, we poke fun at that a lot, but they are an engaged, highly intelligent, they're looking for ways to be closer to the sport. And I think with this idea of having fans be part of kind of the virtual pit crew, as it were, like caught on, I mean, too, in a way that I didn't think we were even prepared for. So we had north of 500,000 views. We had 30,000 votes on the car. We had 2.8 million social views. I mean, we were the most viewed car in the Xfinity finale, and we didn't even finish the race.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So
as you can see,
Now here's the question, Deez. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you go finish.
All right. So I want to ask. So you were like me, not like you were not big part of NASCAR fandom. You were learning all of this on the fly. What was the thing that most surprised you day of? Because I don't think anything could have prepared me for that. But you were in a different role. I mean, you were in the middle of it. What was the thing that was most surprising to you about NASCAR? About how we relate to NASCAR? What was this like? What was the day like?
I think that the thing that surprised me most was how calm these dudes are.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
Even the driver.
It's
I'm looking around thinking, where's all the excitement? You know, with football, you get them hyped up in the locker room and these guys are charged up.
Yeah.
These guys are like flatlined. And this crew chief is watching his driver driving around circles at 180 miles an hour. And he just was calmly going about his business. It was really weird.
Calm as Hindu cows. And it is crazy how close they are to each other. Like the speed is wild. When I think you conceptually understand 180 miles an hour is pretty fast. Yeah, but when you see the proximity to other cars, I get upset when people tailgate me and they're like one car length back. They are inches from each other. It is crazy to see that live.
And
I was so
TV
impressed.
Doesn't do the speed justice.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing.
It really is. Mind blowing. Whole new respect for that. I think the thing that I want to talk about too, was the actual pit crew, right? Like that, as when the car came in and the velocity with which, again, I've seen it on television where they throw the car up on jacks, they change the tires, they refuel it. But it was one of the coolest things I have seen in sports, and I was not ready to leave a NASCAR race saying that.
I think we would call it the redneck ballet.
It was yes, it was incredible.
I like that.
And yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
Freddie Airmail with a bit of not a manifesto, more of a Magna Carta here. FCR really shed a light on what could really work as an angle for fan control on the whole going forward. Every sport has strategy going into it. NASCAR probably has a worse than average perception in terms of how much strategy is involved. FCSC can help shed light on strategy for all sports by taking fans into that decision making, which is why when you have a mic on a caddy and a golfer, everybody's like, "Oh my God, can you imagine?" Like they're talking. It's like, guys, we should have been miking them up 40 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
What is happening?
It's Freddie crushed it. I think that is so right. I think this idea of it was fascinating to me being there. One of the things that was most surprising, the pit crew was amazing to me, but the sheer number of people it takes to get a single car ready to go around in a circle a bunch of times is wild. It is a small army for a single car. It is crazy. And then you multiply that by there was 38 cars in the race. It was cool. And if we can break down those barriers and bring fans closer to this sport, allow them not only visibility into what it takes to prepare for this, but to Freddie's point, to participate in the strategy and that hive mind, I think that it's mission accomplished. And again, this was our alpha test. This is the bare minimum that we will ever do racing going forward. I mean, this idea, to John's point, we've been in talks with NASCAR, this idea of bringing a Gen Z, a lean forward, engaged audience to NASCAR. I think they're excited to have us figure out ways that we can be closer to the sport.
Fractured Clip saying that just made fan control make a little more sense to me. And then he comes back and says, that's the comment that gets featured on screen? Really? Yeah, I thought it was a good comment. What are you effing talking about? It was really well said, man. I'm giving you a really good compliment.
Yeah. Agreed.
John, before we let you go, I think the real question that Deez and I want to know is, how much does it cost to ship that hood to Temecula?
It may cost a $9 million in the chest. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I will tell you, I have not picked up the phone to call John about that.
No.
He sent me a terrifying video about it. I'm like, you know what? Keep it. It's fine.
Yeah. I can't wait to see like John wrap it up for Christmas, like put a big bow on it, and like his family opens like, I got you a hood with these random people's faces on it.
With Jakey Muffins right behind you.
Well, in order to do that video that we're not going to give much detail about, it had to be on the wall in my living room, hanging next to my original 13-star flag. And my bride of 43 years was really impressed.
It was a masterpiece.
JB, how much do you think it weighs? If you were like picking up, how much does it weigh?
It's less than 20 pounds.
Wow.
It's just fiberglass and whatever wrap they put on it.
Dude, everything was way lighter than I thought. That was one of my favorite things. We had a lot of VIPs, investors, and Fan Control Sports at the event. One of our favorite things was like pick up the tire because they look massive, right? They look like these huge. You pick it up and it's like there's nothing to it. It's really cool.
And it's filled with air.
Wow. Again, this man went to space.
Okay. JB, one more thing before I let you go. Jess Samola, if you could put up this week's winners of the Picks and Polls leaderboard, our top 3 winners, if we could put that image up there. I have something special that I would like JB to do for the fans. All right. So if you see D Factor, our winner, in first place, congratulations, D Factor, with 1,700 points. Cool One, who was in the lead going into the final day, was taken over by D Factor in second place, and then Nerdy, his first time not at the top of the leaderboard in a long time, coming in third. So if you could, and you know we've got Mir Frank in there and Fractured Eclipse and Big Sap, aka Jakey Muffins. JB, if you could sing them just a really nice song of congratulations.
Sure. Can I do it in Latin?
Yes, I prefer it in Latin.
Yes.
Liberame Domine de morte eterna.
Final question for you. What is it like to be so talented? Like how do you go through your day and just be that talented all the time?
Boom.
It's nice to talk to you guys because I'm the oldest of 7 and I'm the runt of the litter. So it's nice that you think I'm talented.
Yeah. We're always here for you, JB.
Yes, sir.
Always here for you.
Thanks for
John Brostrom, everybody. The man, the myth, the legend. Take care of that hood. Jakey Muffins is, it's his face.
So. Yeah, I'll get it to D's, but I'm gonna make him work for it.
I would expect nothing less. You're the best, man.
Thanks, JB.
Yeah. I love that.
What a legend. The absolute legend. I will say we have 2 people coming on next.
Okay.
Both MVFs from season 1. And
we're
going to keep them around because I put up 10 picks today, Josh Brady style picks. And the new thing we're going to be doing here on the show, not only are you able to name this program, it is the Fan Controlled Show after all. That's why we're called Deesinformation this week. Every week, I'm going to put up 10 Josh Brady style questions. They're going to be picks. They're not going to be polls. They are based on my opinion or my thought process. Okay. Yeah. And I'll
familiar.
read the answers.
I'm familiar.
You know how the show works. Okay?
You have opinions.
I've got opinions. And guess what? I run the part that gives me the power to make those picks. Okay.
Not an accident.
Not an accident.
No.
So before we get to that, though, we've got to welcome on 2 legends who apparently now not only owners of fan-controlled football teams, but owners of some kind of other team. Ladies and gentlemen, Jakey Muffins and Liquid Error himself, Frosty. What's
up, guys?
Good to see you.
What is up?
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Living the dream. How about you, bud?
The same every day.
Yeah. I am thrilled to see Jakey Muffins. Last time I saw him, I was sneaking him into an unauthorized part of the NASCAR. So people don't know, Jake got to the race. So your face is on the car, finds a way to get to the race. And so DMs me as he's getting on a plane. He's like, Deez, I'm on my way. And I'm like, great. So anyway, we didn't know I was going to see him. Love that you're there. Again, how do you pass up the opportunity of going to a race where your face is on the car? So then we meet him on this, we find a place to meet him on one part of the area where he was allowed to be. And we had 6 guys and we put Jakey in the middle, and then people all around him that had security badges, and Jakey's in the middle. So I think they just assumed we just walked him right in. We just smuggled him in, and then he sat with the team. It was incredible.
Genius.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. I ran into Lay, and then it was like he's like, I think somebody might be around. He ran into D's, and then they snuck me in. But that was a great lead up, having my face with the previous guest.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say you're on the show before you're on the show. Rarely seen before, rarely done on a show. Maybe the first time ever in the history of internet videoing. Jakey, you know, JJ Yaley's your favorite athlete of all time. I mean, talk about coincidence, lightning striking, and then you got to meet him and hang out with him.
Yeah, so I mean, like that whole weekend was pretty much like I couldn't have written up a better weekend. It was my first time flying, so I went from from Florida to Arizona, and then I was there really late at night, and then pretty much I just was there for the race. Meeting Yaley, that was crazy. I've ran into him a couple of times in the past before, but like I was way younger and I looked a lot different. So this was like the first time I like
not
actually
as Shakespeare-like, right, Frosty?
Yeah, a little bit different.
First time your face was on the hood of his car.
Oh yeah. It's like the first time like he saw me and he's like, I think I might know that guy. And then we talked and that was pretty cool. And you know, I helped like try to petition him for the fan vote too, and he thanked me for that. So that was a really cool experience with that. And then I mean that was crazy. I mean, I wish he didn't crash, but it got us on TV. So my face was on TV for that. So I guess it worked out in the end.
Good. Come on. Frosty, what did you think of fan controlled racing?
You know, honestly, I was really interested and doubtful to see how it would go, to be honest with you.
No, it's fair. It's like I like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I also, when I first was pitched this internally, I'm like, okay, all right. And then ended up owning it. And then I became this convert. Josh watched in slow-mo as I went from what are we doing to like day of. I'm like, holy shit, this is really a thing. So anyway, sorry to mean to interrupt, but yeah, would love to hear what you thought.
No, I actually I thought it turned out awesome. I think folks got really into it. Folks learned a lot about NASCAR and racing. And you know, I watched NASCAR as a kid and then turned it off. I now watch Formula One and IndyCar, but it brought me back to it a little bit. Learned some new stuff about it, and like I was most surprised at like how in depth some of the picks could be. I thought it was going to be kind of gimmicky stuff, but it really wasn't. It was awesome and real decisions, and I thought that was really cool.
Fuck yeah. Thanks, Frosty. Because I'll be honest, little behind the curtain here. After our first call with the NASCAR people, Deez and I called each other immediately after. We're like, this isn't a thing. Like,
what are we doing? I don't.
But and then 7 weeks later, we're on a friggin' racetrack.
And I think like so much of that is like I think we have the right team. The SS Greenlight guys really. We talk a lot about it. Like you guys obviously get it. You understand kind of our ethos here. But I think people either get it immediately or they kind of don't. And so like the SS Greenlight guys got it immediately and we're game to let fans actually participate in kind of the process. And I think that was a big key because I think there's a world in which we're partnered with a team that really is fine with us slapping the name on the car, but like, you know, don't let us do much. And so I think it speaks volumes to the SS Greenlight and Jason Miller, our crew chief and whatnot.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this other sports team you're now involved with.
I've been dying to hear this.
Are you guys being held hostage by somebody, or is this an actual sport?
What is going on?
It feels like it sometimes. So yeah, about beginning of the year, January, a couple of us, Jake, myself, and Spacely, who's also pretty active in fan controlled everything.
For sure.
You know, we were talking about fan controlled football and talking about, you know, we're Glacier Boy fans. Jay and I are, and Jake roots for some other loser team. And whatever. And
we'll acknowledge that later. Go on.
Yeah, we were talking about how we wish we had more interaction with the owners. Other teams do. You know, I think the Bored Apes did a good job of that, and some other teams do a really good job. And like, you know, our owners are, you know, real big time celebrities and busy and doing all kinds of things, right? And so we're like, what if we like fans just like owned a team? And so we started a company and bought an American Basketball Association team on that premise. So here we are. We just played our first 2 games. We're 1-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
all right.
Moving on. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So did you guys name the teams? What's going on?
Yeah. What are you?
In fan controlled, spirit, we let fans name the team. So we're the Hoosier State Instigators. Instigators was a name that was pushed around for a hoops team for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And along with the alligator logo. So we ended up going to the designer of that. We bought it, and so now we're the Hoosier State Instigators, playing just outside of Terre Haute, Indiana.
Terre Haute. The only thing I know about Terre Haute was they were those bastards in the movie Hoosiers that took them into the Terre Haute game.
Yeah, I do.
It's also the hometown of Larry Bird. So
no, French Lick is Larry Bird.
Yeah. He played college there, so they adopted him.
Got it. Okay.
How did you find again? Literally, you just threw it in a Google search and said, "Look, I want to buy a basketball team," and that was the first thing that came up. Or how did you go finding this league and this team? And again, having done that a couple of times, I know the lightning has to strike pretty carefully.
It does. We got really lucky. We were we don't know what sport yet. We're thinking 3 years down the road, we're gonna buy, maybe an arena football league team, or or
Jones and then Frosty,
a Wrexham style soccer team, something like that. So we started doing a ton of research, and we ended up talking to Joe Newman, the CEO of the ABA, who actually worked for the Pacers, worked for the ABA, and worked for the NBA, and then bought the ABA name back and relaunched the league in 2000. And so lightning just kind of struck after that meeting that we were able to put things together pretty quickly.
It's incredible.
Interesting, man. And how are you feel? Are you guys doing are you dealing with player contracts? Are you what is going on?
My next question.
Yeah. So all of our players get paid. It's a pro league, so we do player contracts. We deal with players that are unhappy when they're not getting enough time, or players that are doing full-time jobs and can't get there and need ride. I actually give players rides to practices and games so that they can play for our team, because they work full-time jobs and don't have a whole lot of cash. And so we do it all. And Jake, he came right after the race, and I put him right to work as soon as he got there, and he actually produced the live stream for the game on site. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Wait, so
you guys have muffins?
Yeah, so you guys are really hey, you are not owners in just name only. You guys are really in the weeds from an operating perspective, right? You guys are team owners / operators.
That's right. Yeah, we have 6 of us total that run everything that has to do with the team, from leasing the arena to hiring the coach to working concessions. You name it, we do it.
It's absolutely incredible.
How many people are coming to these games? How many people? Well, how many teams are in the league?
There's 150 teams in the ABA. Yeah. It's the largest pro league in the world.
So you broke up a little bit. I thought you said 150.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
And now, are these guys former college dudes? Or are these just the old guys that have the knee braces that used to yell at me in rec ball?
No, so it's former college guys either coming back from Europe or trying to get into European leagues, trying to get into the G League.
Okay.
We have a 7-foot center that played at San Jose State that dunks all over everybody. So yeah.
Dude, this is awesome.
So if Hoops is looking for some guys, we got a team of 14 guys that would be.
Yeah.
Well, I think he had 13 blocks in the first game, if I'm remembering correctly.
Let's go.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like Sean Bradley numbers. You know what I mean?
Those are definitely Sean Bradley.
Yeah. Dude, I think this is the coolest thing of all time.
I do.
You're 2 games in. What's been the thing that you didn't see coming, or so your kind of biggest surprise to this point from an ownership perspective? What's not what you thought it would be, and then what's been the best surprise?
The nacho cheese is that good. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Anyway,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I love
nachos. That's a good question. Honestly, player recruitment has been the hardest.
Okay.
You guys know, right? Creating a league where you're running where no one knows really what you're doing. We're an expansion team. They have no name with a funky name, and letting fans call shots, and they're not really buying into it. The community is a pro team here in Terre Haute. Okay. But it took a long time. It took a lot of time to get players together. Finally, we got a good 14 guys after several tryouts, but that was probably the hardest part, I think, besides just all the grunt work.
And what is the fan interaction component? How are fans engaging with the team And how can we be part of it? I want to watch this next game. I want to be part of this.
Yeah, so we run a Patreon that folks subscribe to, and so we actually had fans. So before fans named the team, came up with a logo, designed the jerseys. We actually had a March Madness style tournament for jersey designs,
Love it.
which was awesome. But then like we also allow fans into a higher level. So if people subscribe at like the $10 level of our Patreon, we have fan meetings where fans elect a member to our board of directors. They go over the budget with us and provide input. They decide what leagues we look into next. They do all of that. They evaluate players and coaches and give us their opinion on those things. They help name right now they're helping to name our hangout spot in town, which bar is going to be. So we try to get them involved in just about every aspect of
what's the nightlife like in Terre Haute? What's
Woo! You're not living till you've been out in Terre Haute at night.
I'll tell you, there on game nights there are literally dozens in the streets, maybe a dozen.
Just ones of people are out there.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, mid ones. Yeah.
You guys are the Flint Tropics, but better.
That's right.
Yeah. Basically.
And you have the bear already.
I was gonna say you can wrestle.
Right.
You guys already got it.
Yeah, that was actually part of the secret plan. Yeah.
Makes sense. Now, I think that the halftime show should always be Jakey Muffins doing something, right? Whether it's rollerblading through fire or
just doing the worm for 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
10 minutes straight worm.
Just
I'll have to practice. Yeah.
I think a giant size hamster wheel where he has to knock over bowling pins that are human beings.
I like where you're going. At fighting American Gladiator style challenges, right?
Yes.
Like Blaze is up there shooting the cannon with the little balls.
But instead of tennis balls, it's nacho cheese covered like on fireballs kind of thing.
Jake, you're really screwed.
Yeah. I could come up with halftime entertainment all day, guys.
Yeah.
All day. Okay.
I know. I'm gonna have to figure out how to travel from Florida to Indiana every weekend now too.
Well,
figured out where there's a world, there's
airplanes, trains, cars.
That's
the Florida way. It's a cool like 20 hours. No big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like 14 or 15 if you drive.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Deez runs for 14 straight hours every night. He's like,
it's all most evenings.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, I know I really want to hear, Jake, like what was the friends and family relationship to you being on the car? Like what was their reaction? Like what was
good call. Yeah,
I want to know like what he's a goddamn legend.
Yeah. So like my family, they've known me as like Yili's been my favorite driver, like almost borderline obsessed like with him in NASCAR. So when I showed them the vote, they were kind of like, no way. Like they got everybody I knew like voted on that every single day.
Good.
So that was awesome. They were like, they really wanted a picture of me with the car, and with him crashing, we actually got to take the hood off, and I couldn't have got a better picture than that.
That's a sick picture.
It's the best.
Yeah.
That's
and
cool.
the video of you guys getting kicked out of pit lane is like back. That's pretty awesome too. But it's his face. This is him.
I tried to use that as credentials, and that just wasn't flying.
No, didn't.
Oh man.
Jakey, this year at Thanksgiving, this is perfect though. It's kind of like, so what are you up to, Jakey? Well, my face was on a friggin' NASCAR. So take that, Aunt Patty.
Yeah, I'll do that, and then I also.
Patty.
Yeah. The other thing I tell everybody is like, hey, I bought a basketball team. And then what I do is I pull down this, and then they see like I've got the logo right there to show them. So
did you get the logo tattooed?
Is that real ink?
Yeah, that's real. That's the Instigators logo.
You guys are the couple of the coolest people I have ever met. And we just had a guy singing opera on the show. And I don't like, whew. Well, so how do we have our fans get involved with the Instigators? I feel like there's a good Venn diagram of fandom. Like, how do we get them involved? How do we help grow your message? Like, let's go.
I got it.
We want to help.
Easiest way to go about it. Here's what we do.
You
guys send me, who you guys are playing. Give me like an idea of what over-unders could be. Give me an idea of like possible spreads. Give me an idea of like, certain players and their point totals. And I can do picks for every one of your games in the app. No problem.
That'd be amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And like, is there plug the Patreon? Where do fans go to be part of this?
Yeah, it's patreon.com/Apex Athletic Collective, which is the name of the company. You can also check us out on all social media at Hoosier State ABA. And we also have a Discord server as well, so hook us up there.
Incredible.
And the website, www.apexofsports.com. You can buy our merchandise, including official game jerseys there.
Whoa, I love it. I need an Instigator jersey. I think
man, it's pretty dope.
I'm not going to get a tattoo, but
Yeah.
I could rock the jersey. I can't really be committed to one thing for the rest of my life. Don't tell my wife I said that.
And look, if we want to kick it up another notch, the ABA has a special rule on the rosters. We get one celebrity spot for every home game for free. So I'm just saying.
You're 6'7", 108 pounds. Like, you're perfect for this.
110 pounds. 110 pounds.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You just ate.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine the announcers off the bench? The Stormin' Mormon himself from Tucson, Arizona, loves chicken and broccoli. Patrick Dees. Is that a giraffe? Nope, it's just a giant ginger.
He would be the fourth tallest guy on the team.
Incredible. I'm there.
Man. This is so good. Well, gentlemen, congrats on the Hoosier State Instigators, and Jakey
That's
Muffins
so
again.
cool.
Congrats on getting your face on the car. More races to come in 2024. Big announcements for more sports in 2024. And I think I speak for Patrick Dees and everybody at Fan Controlled Sports when I say we love you both, and thanks for being just incredible fans all the way around.
100%.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming through. Let's
Jakey
go, Instigators!
Frosty, proud owner of not only a basketball team but also a polar bear. If you can't forget that, Dees.
Nope, I never forget that. I think about that all the time. When the night calms down, I wonder where the bear is. How is he doing?
Night
is he lonely?
Calms down. Do we have a poll up? Is the show name poll up?
Don't know.
Jessica Simola?
Freddie Airmail. I'd rather see Josh on the court. TBH. Yeah, we all would. Nobody wants to see me on the court. That's not. It's not a great look.
Show name Instigating Polar Bears. Man, no, thank you, Frosty.
Yeah. T-Factor in the chat. Fan Controlled American Gladiators. Vote on the gladiators that the poor contestants have to take on.
That's pretty good.
That would be fun. Let's bring that back.
That
documentary was riveting. Riveting.
Yes. I like talk about the people that created American Gladiators. That's the story. I had no idea who created American Gladiators, but the guy that did, my goodness,
just wild. Just that whole. I feel like we all witnessed it. So like we all saw the rise and fall of American Gladiators. I had no clue. It was way more interesting than I would have thought. Like just
100%, 100%. Okay,
I love sports docs.
I mean, did you watch the one about the America's Cup? The Untold on Netflix?
No, but if you tell me to, I will. Because it doesn't sound that interesting. But if you tell me that there's a story there, I'm tuning in.
Dude, I had no interest at all in yacht racing or anything like that. Blew my mind. No idea.
Okay.
It's fantastic. And like the ending, it's wild. The fact that, Freddie Emerald, American Gladiators.
Oh, that's pretty, that's interesting only because I'd be fascinated to see what Jessica Simola does with a thumbnail with that. Because like me on the Blaze's body or something, would be a terrible look. I wouldn't look good in a bikini.
Okay, let's do we got 10 Josh Pretty questions here. Oh wait, here's show names. Frosty Muffins.
Okay.
Instigating Polar Bears. Is that it?
I like it.
Is that the only two?
Well, Frosty Muffins is good.
That's it. Frosty Muffins and Instigating Polar Bears. I sent you in Smuggle Muffins. You didn't put Smuggle Muffins in there?
Smuggle Muffins. I saw Smuggle Muffins.
I like Smuggle Muffin. And American Gladiators. We'll pull us up. We don't have to do 4 to 5 every time. I think there's that's a lot of picks and pulls there.
It's too many. It's analysis paralysis. If I see 4 anywhere, I'm like, just forget about it. Give me 2, damn it. Either or.
Okay, Dees, are you ready for your Josh Pretty questions?
Josh, I've never been more ready for my Josh Pretty program.
Here we go. All right. These are all based on my opinion. These are factual in my brain.
Of course.
And that's why they are picks.
Yep.
Okay. Do you think would the average fan want to play NHL goalie for one period?
Yes or no? That's a
just yes or no.
Absolutely not.
No effing way.
No,
Are you
no,
kidding me?
No, the velocity with this, she's
It's a bullet coming
Yeah,
at
no.
your body.
yeah, right. And guys skating. Oh my God! Speaking of skating, how have we not talked about this shit?
The guy,
Did
that guy
you
was a
see the
Pittsburgh
clip?
Penguin. Yes,
The guy that got clipped in the neck. I've never seen a worse thing in my entire life.
it's and the guy just got arrested for manslaughter.
He did not.
Yes.
Okay, so for people who don't know, there was a clip going around. The first guy that's ever died on the ice. Some guy flipped over, and the skate clipped a guy's neck.
If you watch
And
it, it looks like he did it on purpose. Ken.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Honestly, I saw it. Wait, I saw it one time, a second time, and then I was like, I can never watch this again. I didn't catch the intent because when he gets up, I don't. We're going to talk about this. I want to talk about Josh Brady, but he grabs his neck and he sees the blood and he knows he's in trouble, but he's like trying to hold it in as he's skating toward the bench, and it's tragic.
And there's
It's
blood.
the worst thing I've ever seen.
Ever.
It's
Ever.
And honestly, it blew my mind because how has this not happened before?
Because that guy, he like kicked him.
I need to go back and I don't ever want to see that clip again, but now
Me
I need
neither.
to know.
You
I
kinda-
wanna- it's
it,
like this Zapruder film. It's like back
Yeah.
into the left. Manslaughter.
Manslaughter. Yeah.
Well, if he kicked
In
him,
England.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Wild.
yeah, fuck that guy. But
Whew. Okay.
wow. Anyway,
Here
to bring
you
us
go.
down. Just crazy. I've thought about it constantly. It's that and the polar bear. When the night comes down.
That and the polar bear.
And then comes and Sean Bradley and John Brostrom singing Latin. I think about a lot of things, Josh. That's the point. Why won't the voices stop?
I can't sleep at night.
I
It's the
don't- yeah.
voices. It's the
Yeah.
voices.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. The
Hit me.
average dad says he can throw a football blank yards. And here were your two choices. Oh, at least 40. Probably 30.
I'm taking the 40. Every dad thinks they can throw 40. Like, Uncle Rico thought he could throw the ball over the mountains in 1982. Like, I think it's 40 yards.
Every dad. I mean, at least 40. You know how hard it is to throw a football 40 yards?
There's no
It
way.
is
I
so hard.
don't think I could kick a football. I could get in my car and drive it 40 yards probably, and I would still not be as accurate as some of these guys. No.
Yes.
Totally agree.
Yeah, D Factor saying there was a whole internet debate about that incident. There is the BC Line says throat guards. These should be required. In hockey, I mean, if I was I was listening to a hockey player talk, and he's like, if you want, no hockey player is it's intentional. He's like, I've never moved my body like that before playing hockey. I don't care how I'm hit, whatever, that skate was going towards him.
I can't even imagine, man.
Yeah.
I've been caught up in the moment, like in competitive things, and I've been ready to fight, but I not with knives on my feet. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a whole other level. Like, do you know what I mean?
It's the Happy Gilmore. He took off his skate and tried to stab somebody, right?
Which was very funny in Happy Gilmore.
That's true.
Oh,
all right. Next, Josh Brady. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are blank. And here are your options. Just a Cruel Summer or The Anti-Heroes.
God, I was going to go with C, which would be overrated. I'm going to go Anti-Hero. I just can't. I can't hear about it again.
Sorry, we're going with Just a Cruel Summer. It's just a cruel summer.
It's just okay.
Even though it's October.
I can see it. I can see it.
Just a cruel summer.
The internet broke when she changed one of her songs and included his name in it. I'm like, is it that big a deal?
That's like the guy on the Chiefs. Bah!
No, I can't. But you would think but people reacted like she cured cancer. Like the reaction to that was like, oh my God, can you believe this? And yes, she's a performer. It's not, she changed 6 syllables.
I was listening to a guy talk about how his friend live tweets Taylor Swift concerts that she's watching on TikTok.
No.
Okay. But I'm thinking to myself, I live tweet Steeler games. So
all right. Okay. Yeah.
It's sort of the same.
Yeah, it's a similar muscle. I can see it. Yeah.
Apparently it's a draw for the show names. If it's
let's go, Freddie.
If there's a tie, Freddie
chooses. Let's go.
Freddie,
Jessica.
Name.
That's how this works. Guys earned it. He's a legend. These are the rules. So Jessica.
Freddie.
Look, I mean, Jessica said it, so we gotta live by that.
Hey, she makes the rules here. All right.
I know.
Your next Josh Brady question. D's pickup trucks should come standard with blank. And here are your two options.
Oh man.
Random construction tools or
Strong.
foghorn.
Woo. I would choose Foghorn, but I think the popular vote's going to be random construction tools. Like,
Yeah,
you've got to feel like you need it in your truck, right? What are you doing with a truck if you don't have the construction tools?
I'm sorry. If I'm buying a truck and I have to buy the random construction tools, that's just I cut out the middleman. Just give me, like, how many random construction tools are just sitting around?
I want a jackhammer. Why don't I have a jackhammer in my truck?
Agreed. Everybody should have a jackhammer. How many times have you needed a jackhammer and not had one?
Daily?
Right?
This morning?
Right? Like, I woke up and I was like, God, if I could just jackhammer my driveway, and where's the jackhammer? Not there.
Nope. So you bought a truck is what you're saying. And you're like, and a new car.
And there's my jackhammer. Bang.
Man, no, I got some good news and I got some bad news.
Babe, I got some good ones. Okay. Freddie Emerald says this would be easier if either one were mine. Everybody's saying, come on, Frosty Muffins. Frosty Muffins? Fine, sure. Okay, so Frosty Muffins it is. Congratulations, Frosty Muffins. That is the show name for next week. We have quick Josh Pretty questions. You ready, Deez? Here we go.
Ready.
French fries on your salad are blank, and your two options are the new crouton or a game changer.
A game changer.
That's correct. It's a game changer.
It's just, well, like, that's a whole other level. That's easy peasy. That's not a question.
The fact that Pittsburgh is the only city currently really featuring French fries on salads is a travesty to all other salads nationwide.
It's an embarrassment to other cities, really.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be on the wrong side of history if you're not doing that. It's like,
100%.
It's like adopting gay marriage. It's like, it's going to happen. What do you get on the right side of history?
Correct.
Put those damn French fries on the salad.
All right. Josh Pretty question number 6. What food has a better chance of getting you sick? Is it bowling alley pizza or golf course hot dog?
Golf course hot dog is going to get you sicker. Because you
are
like,
correct, sir.
Yeah.
Your hand's covered in pesticides,
of course,
glass, and dirt.
And
the hot dog's already trash and encased in trash.
It's already trash, and the pizza turnover to bowling alley is a lot more. Like, that's a pressure pizza because everybody's ordering that trash. Like, 1 in 3,000 people order a hot dog at a golf course. It's been there since the Cuban Missile Crisis. That hot dog was there. It's been there for a very long time.
It's gross. It's gross. How the hot dog at a turn, like after 9 holes at a golf course, became the popular thing to eat will never make sense to me.
No,
have you guys ever had a chicken Caesar wrap? They're incredible. Okay.
Yes.
You, sir, are correct.
Changer.
The golf, effectively a game changer. Okay.
Cuban hot dog crisis.
The Cuban hot dog crisis is funny. Oh man. Okay. Who wins in a fight? Deez, Ethan Hunt or James Bond? And you can pick any James Bond you want. Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise, or James Bond. This is based on my opinion. Remember.
James Bond. I mean,
Deez, have you seen Ethan Hunt fight? Okay.
I have, but also Sean Connery would cut a bitch.
No,
you know what I mean?
I'm telling you, James Bond, all he ever had was fists, and then like he was smarter than everybody. Ethan Hunt is like a legit ninja.
That dude, he is I'm not taking away. This is less about me thinking he's not a ninja, more me thinking that James Bond is untouchable. It's just rarefied air. You know what I mean?
I mean, obviously James Bond is getting more chicks, right? But Ethan Hunt is going to win the fight. Okay.
Okay, agree to disagree on that one, but
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, Deez, what's the better television program? Is it Breaking Bad or The Wire?
Oh, that's easy. It's Breaking Bad because it just is. Ozymandias.
Now, the Wire is an amazing television program on a whole. However, Breaking Bad is the better story.
Omar's coming. You know what I mean?
Omar's coming. Look out.
I've never seen that show. I just say Omar's coming and people like nod when they ask.
You'll never seen that show.
They ask if I've seen it and I just say that and they go, oh yeah. And then they walk away and it's like, I didn't lie.
Okay. Deez, I showed a picture. This was a visual aid one. It says, what is this item called? And it's a picture of aluminum foil. Okay. Now, is it called aluminum foil or is it called tin foil?
It's aluminum foil. It's not tin foil. I mean, I guess it's interchangeable, but I'm going to go with aluminum foil.
Sir, it's tin foil. Okay. If you've ever been in your grandma's kitchen, it's tin foil. She's not going to say aluminum. It's too many syllables.
I really thought you were going to go with aluminium and I was going to be like, get the fuck off this program.
Yeah, no, I'm not British.
No.
Okay. And I did get kicked out of a class in college. It's not letting me do this.
Just in the chat, Breaking Bad science, bitch. So good.
All right, and your final question, Deez.
Okay.
Strawberries are blank, and your options are only good in smoothies or delicious.
Delicious.
Incorrect. Only good in smoothies.
I knew that was going to be like if we were playing a game, I would have gone with a smoothie because that was a very Josh Pretty thing. But I'm just gonna again, I'm taking James Bond with a strawberry all day long. You know what I mean?
James Bond with a strawberry.
Yeah, love
Now,
that.
that's a show name right there, sir. That's the show name.
I love doing this every week. I'll tell you what.
Oh, good stuff. Good times.
Yep.
Thanks to John Brostrom, Jakey Muffins, Frosty. I like that Frosty changed his name from Liquid Error to Frosty.
Me too.
And Jakey Muffins also goes by Big Sap in the app. I don't.
It's like
Two names. I'm just Josh McCouga.
You're not just anything. You are the Josh McCouga.
Geez, how often do you go into the app and answer things? Because I never see your name all the way up there, and I don't even. Do you have a different handle in the app?
No. Well, I've got about 11 different logins. I've got several testing logins. So yes, I'm in the app. I would say I'm in there once a day, but I'm not as active as I could be.
You should be, because I think Giant Giraffe Man is really in your future. Like that.
Giant Giraffe Man 07 is me. So just keep look out, climbing the leaderboard, baby, climbing it.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here. Freddie Airmail, BC Line, up the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Let's go. Thank you guys all for being here. We'll be back on Tuesday for Back to Work, and that will be the last show before Thanksgiving on the channel. We will be off next Thursday. Enjoy your turkeys and your mashed potatoes and all the things that you eat, your Indian food.
Yep. And know that we are thankful for you. We get to do this because of you guys. So thanks for tuning in both live and later. We appreciate you, and power to the fans.
Power to the fans. Jess Samola, hit that end video. Did you enjoy that video from Fan Controlled Sports and Entertainment? Of course you did. What was it? I have no idea. This is a stock end card on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, watch all of our other videos, comment,